Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So it's a pleasure to see you well and safe in this time of COVID-19, where we are advised to stay and work from home. So as everybody knows, it has been a while since the coronavirus has been announced as a global pandemic. It has changed the way we work and we live, particularly for those of us working in the agriculture sector, like our summit. The impact is hugely felt because this is a time where we are supposed to be going to the field, traveling to the field, and supporting our partners, our farmers, in the preparation of their land, and also provide inputs and also collect data, especially baseline data. So that has a huge effect on our work. So today's video call is about our coping strategies. How are we coping with this situation, and what are the mechanisms we are applying in conducting the maize and wheat research? So we will start off our discussion with a brief introduction of yourself and your position in Summit.
Okay. My name is Rabi Yahya. I'm agriculture mechanization expert.
Okay, my name is Ephraim. I'm working for Summit as a business development manager for mechanization projects.
Hi, my name is Rahela Safa, and I serve as a regional program manager. And one of the projects I serve is a mechanization project.
Okay, thank you so much. So my first question goes to Rabi and Rahel. We want to know a bit about the project objectives and how it has been implemented during this time of COVID-19. So we can start off with Rabi, and then Rahel can complement.
Yeah, thank you very much, Simret. So the overall objective of the project is, let's say, to increase or to improve soil productivity. At the same time, also to create jobs in a rural area of Ethiopia. While the main objective of the project is A, to create demand of agricultural machinery through mechanization, B, to have, let's say, a private sector driven base or establish, which also to have some spare parts components, but also repair and maintenance services, and also availability of the machinery. And C is all about to have institutionalization of financial product that could be made available to small farmers. So those are the three key main, let's say, objective of the project.
Thank you, Rahel.
Yes, as Rabi said, yes, those are the main objectives. And also, if I want to add, from my perspective as well, we want to create access to appropriate mechanization to smallholder farmers. And we promote through our project the service provision model, because smallholder farmers have lands that are small and fragmented, and they generally don't have the funds to own their own machineries. So we promote the service provision model. And we do our work together with national and regional level partners, such as the Ministry of Agriculture and research institutes like EIAR, as well as engaging the private sectors like manufacturers and importers.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rabi and Rahel. So my next question goes directly to Ephraim. As we all know, this season is a season for land preparation, purchase of input like seeds and fertilizers. Such kinds of activities hugely require supporting farmers and partners, and accompanied by lots of travels and field activities. So how are you managing this?
Yeah, as you say, Simrat, this is the season like we're supposed to travel a lot to different district and coverless to establish trial farm to provide to test and demonstrate different technologies for farmers. But due to this current situation, our activity actually significantly affected. But we try to come up with as an alternative option, as Simrat and Rabe previously said, like we were working almost all of activities in collaboration with partners like Ministry of Agriculture, private sector, and including farmer itself who are providing a service as well as who are using a service. So during this situation, we are trying to reach them through different options like email, phone call, and other means of communication. And we are trying to secure our trial farms ahead of time, where we manage to buy the required fertilizer for upcoming trial farm establishment. We try to make ready all the required machineries and I mean for planting and other demonstrations. So yeah, the situation affected our activity, but since we have strong support and actors at local level, we try to manage those activities so that to cope up with this current situation. And for data collection, like we try to develop tools and send them through email, and they are trying to capture some I mean, actually the data we are looking for from 2019 for this year report and also paper writing. We are getting all those data through our local cabinet level development agents, Warada level expert, and also regional level Ministry of Agriculture and the actors. And also the private sector involvement is also heavy on machinery delivery, testing, and also assembly for the upcoming, planting season.
Okay, thank you, Ephraim. Anything to add, Rabe, before we move to the next question?
Oh yes, so I think Ephraim, you mentioned the challenge under COVID-19 as the supply of the input like seeds, fertilizer. This is one point, but also the second point is a challenge for our newly, let's say, qualified or approved service provider to have access to machinery, and under this also, pandemic, so we are a little bit affected. And the third point is probably, the securing the trial farms, but also to have some training components. So all those three major components, we have been able to manage them, as he said, through contact. We thought earlier as possible since the pandemic started here. So we thought in front of that. So we have came out of many, let's say, solution. And so we don't face any more those kind of, challenge right now. I think recently we managed that the service provider came to Addis. They visited the dealers to select the machinery they need. Through our network, either from Bureau of Agriculture, but also from our donor, network, GIZ, and also through our service provider also in the region, we have been able to secure the trial farms and also to supply the necessary, let's say, input like fertilizer and seed. Okay. What we couldn't now did is the training, but we will focus on in the future, maybe to repeat such kind of technical training as well as business training. But we were also thinking maybe to convert some of those modules as electronic so that we can use through our partners in those regions to offer some refreshment training when it's come to technical issue or to business record keeping. But also we are thinking also to use our established service provider who manage the machine, who have the skill and knowledge, so to support the new one, so that even if there are restrictions from Addis or something like that, so those could be handled. So I don't think we do face really some big challenge, even under the pandemic, because so we have been able to manage those challenges right now.
Yeah, so it's very, very good that you managed to continue working, especially as you said, through the different technologies that we have, and also through partners. And the next question is more or less related to this one. As we all know that Summit is promoting the two-wheel-based tractor, and we have been promoting that technology through field days, but now that's not possible. So I want Ephraim to talk about that technology, and also how are we managing the promotion and the dissemination of this technology to a wider scale.
I think now we are coming to the situation where mechanization demand will significantly increase, because definitely there will be a gap on labor supply, and you need to plan timely, and for not only planting, for most operation. So now our tool tractor-based technologies like planting, irrigation, harvesting, threshing, these are the technology now that help a smallholder farmer to cope up even with this COVID situation. Because for most planting, if you take either it will demand a lot of family labor, you need to plow 3 or 4 times, but with this technology, you can establish a hectare of farm within maximum 8 or 7 hours. So without involving so many people, like one machine with one operator can plant a hectare. And similarly for harvesting, threshing, it will significantly contribute for this situation, positively. So definitely it will affect our demonstration, because you can bring a lot of people to show your technology in one place, but because we are demonstrating most of this technology in farm, with reducing the contact or number of people, still we are planning to make those demonstration by inviting some influential people so that they can disseminate the information to their area. We are planning to conduct our planned activity of demonstration and other activities for the smallholder farmer. But still, now the demand is especially increasing. Initially, one service provider were providing on average for 35 or 40 farmer using different technologies. Now, our data of 2019 show us on average one service provider is reaching around 75 to 80 farmers. So with one technology with less than 6,000 USD investment, one service provider is reaching such kind of number of farmers, which significantly reduce treasury cost of production, as well as also it has also impact on productivity of farming. So it will affect a bit our follow-up and to do activities as usual. But as I said before, we are still trying to find other option to demonstrate, also to reach more farmers. The good thing is service providers are living with the farmers. They have almost all service providers has their own mobile, and also they are known by farmers in their surroundings, so they can easily be contacted by farmers. So especially for 2020 farming season, I think we'll try to manage and do activities as planned, and that's what we are planning in the beginning.
Okay, thank you so much. So the final part I want to ask is about strategies, because if this situation is going to continue, if this scenario stays for a while, So what kind of strategies are being designed for the project implementation? So I want to start with Rahel, and then Rabi can complement.
Okay, so from my perspective again, since I handle a lot of the administrative parts of the mechanization project, what we are ensuring is that we are informing the appropriate people, donors. Look, this is a worldwide pandemic, so we are not having to do something that is different than what others are doing. So we are putting in place mitigation plans. We are trying to do anything that we can do in an alternative manner rather than face-to-face. We use Zoom to have our meetings. We are finding ways to communicate. I know even last week, Ephraim had some work that he was doing virtually, even looking at machinery. So a lot of things are being done. Everything is actually being done virtually at the moment. So we're ensuring clear communication with donors and partners, making sure all the financial work is continuing. If we need any agreements, any contracts adjustments, so all this can continue. And then we are seeing day by day, we're making a 3 months mitigation plan, 6 months mitigation plan, and then we hope that the end is near or in sight, and we're continuing working the best we can at the moment.
Thank you, Rahel. Anything to add, Rabi?
Yes.
Yeah, anything you would like to add with which Rahel just said? What are the strategies that you are developing if this continues for a while?
Yeah. I think so. The best strategy is that, so we know agriculture is an essential activity, which means we need to continue our work under even the pandemic, stage, but with very strict, or severe sanitary rules execution. So this is one, and to do that, I think so we are providing with the personal protective equipment to staff and all our collaborators to continue our work. And a second point is also to make sure that we have field trials, because once we have trials established, of course, things we will be able, to get some data next year, and we'll be able also to conduct what we are not able to do now as a demonstration right now. But I think so those are things that could be possible if we secure the farm trials right now, and we'll continue also doing the training later. For that, as Rahel said, we are discussion from the beginning of our donor, and we have been also requested by donor also to put some mitigation request fund. We just did this also, so that will allow us to achieve the outcome of our project. This has been done, but also we are discussing with donor in case of some activities may not be able to be, executed this time, maybe to think about no-cost extension eventually. So all those are strategies we are putting jointly with our donor, but also our partner, at a region level, and to make sure that so we will achieve the project outputs will still, living under the context of COVID-19.
Okay. So thank you so much. I have finished my questions, but if there is anything that you would like to add as a final point, I can give you a few seconds for each one of you. Otherwise, we can close this up.
I just want to say it's nice to see you guys, and nice to have this conversation, and I hope it's helpful to some people.
What I would like again to add, I think we have right now a great opportunity through the COVID-19 pandemic to boost mechanization, because social distancing and also the travel restrictions and the labor shortage at farm level within family farming communities, I think may require also a solution like mechanization. And so I think it's a great opportunity right now for mechanization to come with, you know, solution and to support the smallholder farming community to mitigate the COVID-19 impact.
Thank you so much. Ephraim, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, as Rabe said, like, you know, farming requires a lot of labor and also support from neighbors, which expose different rural farming households for such kind of pandemic. So, as we said, we are promoting service provision and like with using only one service provider, one operator, and one machine. You can manage different farm activities from planting, irrigation to transporting your output from farm to household. So I think this is a time like that we need on mechanization, mechanizing our agriculture and I mean, reducing drudgery as well as getting benefits from the mechanization activity we are promoting before. So as you said, it reduces cost, improve productivity, as well as reduce drudgery. At the same time, especially for such kind of pandemic situation, also it will help farmer to keep their social distancing and get the required yield from their farm. So this is what I want to say there.
Okay, so I really want to thank you everyone for allocating your time to have this discussion, and I hope this will continue in the future. So have a good time.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.